It is once again time to take a look at all of the new PlayStation 4 game releases coming tomorrow, and I have to say, as far as this season is concerned, this is probably one of the weaker release days in terms of big budget titles that you guys would know about. However, in terms of compelling smaller titles, Japanese games that go a little bit under the radar, I do think that there's a bunch of titles to be looking forward to. And before we get into everything, I just want to remind you guys to make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so you are always notified of uploads, and that definitely helps out the channel too, so we always appreciate that. We've got a total of 7 games to go over, so without further ado, let's get right into it. And I want to kick things off with a game that I'm very excited for, and that is After Party, coming from Night School Studio. Now, Night School Studio is a studio a lot of you guys probably aren't familiar with, but they are the same guys that put out Oxenfree, and I thought Oxenfree was a phenomenal game. And in After Party, you are Milo and Lola, recently deceased best buds who suddenly find themselves staring down an eternity in hell, but there's a loophole. Outdrink Satan and he'll grant you re-entry to Earth. Okay, so it's a little bit zany of a game, and that's kind of what I want out of Night School Studio. Based on what I saw out of Oxenfree, they are really good at presenting high quality titles using unique presentation and visual elements in their games. Now, we only have one game to assess them on, but that one game was so good, and After Party is shaping up the same way. As far as features go, you'll party as 2 best friends, control Milo and Lola with an intelligent conversation system that changes the story and your relationships based on every decision, uncover their personality, quirks, and foggy history during the wild events of the night. Drink for your lives. Health bars offer a variety, each with different liquid courage effects to imbue Milo and Lola with specialized dialogue options and abilities. So it's very interesting in that sense, a lot of interesting gameplay elements, and based on the quality of Oxenfree, I'm super excited for this game. If you guys have never played Oxenfree, it regularly goes on sale super cheap, so After Party would be a nice game to check out as well, and again, it's out tomorrow. Next up, for you JRPG fans out there, this is one to definitely have on your radar, and that is Atelier Raisa, Ever Darkness, and the Secret Hideout. Atelier has been a franchise that's been around for a very long time, but Raisa is really looking to upgrade this series that's been a little bit normalized for a long time. The concept of this title, the latest in the series to depict a new Atelier world, is true-to-life youths that develop together even if it's just a little bit. It's the story of a girl and her friends who are about to become adults, discovering what is most important to them. To depict the story of the main character discovering things they've never seen before, they've created fields with natural shadows that allow you to feel the breath of the world. Graphics have been further enhanced, allowing for a world of daily life and adventure to be depicted in a new way. Visually, the game looks great, the battle style looks good, and if you like a more anime and Japanese-centric JRPG, I know Japanese RPGs are generally more anime stylized, but this one even more so. Wouldn't say that this would be a great gateway JRPG, however, it does look to be a pretty good title, and if you're looking to get into the Atelier franchise, I think Raisa is going to be a really good starting point. Moving on from that, we have Close to the Sun, which is a game that's been out on PC for a little bit as an Epic Games Store title, but now it's going to be coming to the PlayStation 4. It was received okay on PC. It has a 65 on Metacritic, however, it is a very interesting game and I wanted to give it a mention. The game itself is a horror adventure game from a first-person perspective. During the span of 10 chapters, the gameplay consists of picking up keys to unlock doors, solving puzzles, and finding collectibles, all while getting an insight into the lives on the Helios. There are chase sequences which happen at various points across the campaign. They require the players to press buttons prompts to jump over obstacles. While walking around, it can be noticed that the halls are filled with illuminated shadows who appear to reenact scenes from the past. Presentation-wise, the game is rather interesting and it has a very unique setting. The game takes place in an alternative reality at the beginning of the 20th century in a technological war between Tesla, who is a Serbian-American inventor, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and futurist, best known for his contribution to the design of the modern alternating current electrical supply system, and of course Thomas Edison, who is an American inventor and businessman described as America's greatest inventor in reality. We'll see how Close to the Sun turns out on PlayStation 4. Maybe it's not a title you'll pick up right away on day one, but definitely something to have on your radar. Next up, another title for you JRPG fans, this one of a strategy variant. Disgaea 4 is coming to the PlayStation 4 with Disgaea 4 Complete. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus revisits the strategy RPG classic with all the additional scenarios, characters, and DLC ever released for the title, and adds brand new tweaks and functionality to make it the ultimate Disgaea experience, launching tomorrow on PlayStation 4. When the ruling power of Hades are revealed to be corrupt, Valvatores must spark a rebellion to bring them down, armed to the teeth with with dynamic over-the-top gameplay and a horde of special features, this is the ultimate Disgaea experience. Of course, Disgaea has been around for a very long time, and if you haven't gotten into the franchise at this point, it is a little bit hard of a franchise to win you over, given that it still employs a very old-school visual style, and that might be off-putting to some people, given that this is the PlayStation 4. But nonetheless, if you want a quality strategy RPG, this one definitely fits the bill, and it's one that you can sink a ton of time into. We're talking north of 100 hours easily. If you're looking to get into Disgaea and you're not off-put by the visual style and you just want a quality strategy RPG, by all means, check out Disgaea 4. You can really jump into these games at any point. You don't have to play Disgaea 1, 2, and 3. They have their own storylines. They have some very charming characters. The stories are usually pretty good, and the series in general is just high quality, and Disgaea 4 Complete is out tomorrow. Speaking of fourth games in a franchise, Yakuza 4 is also out tomorrow. Now, Yakuza 4, of course, to get this game, you have to buy the Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 collection that's available on the PlayStation Store, and that is a whopping $60. However, you get 3 games, so I think it is well worth it, and of course, you guys know how I feel about Yakuza. I think it's one of the best franchises in the last decade and a half since Yakuza really kicked off. The games have been immensely consistent from a quality standpoint, and with Yakuza 4, the quality is absolutely there. This one was received really well, 78 on Metacritic. Famitsu gave it a 38 out of 40. If you know what to expect out of a Yakuza game, Yakuza 4 will be right up your alley. If you want to wait a little bit, or you're just looking to get into Yakuza, of course, I would recommend you to start off with Yakuza 0 and work your way up from there. I would play these games chronologically. You can jump in, however, there are story beats that connect together, so definitely play all of the games, and they're all very good. In February of next year, I believe February 11th, they will be dropping the Yakuza collection physically, so that'll have Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 as a physical variant, so if you want to wait for that as well, that's also an option. If you drop the $60 on the PlayStation Store, you'll get Yakuza 3 right away. Yakuza 4 comes out tomorrow, and Yakuza 5 again drops February 11th. The physical copy hopefully will go on sale shortly after its release, so maybe that's the best bet if you do want to save money. But if you're itching to play Yakuza 4 tomorrow, it is out tomorrow, and it's going to be more Yakuza goodness. Next up, we have Antigravity. This is a game that's getting hardly any attention, but if you're a fan of Wipeout, this might be right up your alley. It's a sleek new take on the anti-gravity racing genre. Use traps, power-ups, and boosts to overtake your opponents and dominate the track in the single-player or multiplayer mode. With no speed limit holding you back, Antigravity delivers the fastest racing experience of the future. Now, this released on PC a while ago, and it wasn't super positively received, a 65 on Metacritic, a mixed reception on Steam. However, the game itself visually looks really good, and it's set in the year 2210. Racing has evolved far beyond its expected limits. New terraforming capabilities paired with scientific breakthroughs in the field of anti-gravity have given birth to a new spectacle, the Antigraviator Intergalactic Tournament. Race perpetually on exquisitely detailed stages full of light speed, danger, chaos, and mayhem. Guide your grav in 3 gameplay modes across 5 different worlds with 3 tracks each. These dynamic courses come to life while pushing the power of unity to the limit. Challenge your friends in the fiercely competitive multiplayer modes, either online or in split screen mode. Race yourself to the top of the worldwide leaderboard and earn special rank skins. You've got split screen in there as well, so that's always nice. You can customize your grav to your heart's content, but choose wisely. Deciding on one upgrade may mean compromising on another. Strategically tailor, make your grav to gain the upper hand in races or face the crushing prospect of defeat. In addition to the customization options, unlockable skins will be available free of charge. Wipeout fans, this is going to be right up your alley, and it did release at $19.99 on PC, so hopefully a similar price point on PlayStation 4. And lastly, for you VR buffs out there, I wanted to give a mention to Blind Spot. Blind Spot is a story-driven VR adventure game where you'll solve various puzzles all over the room to proceed and explore every detail of surroundings to find what really happened. Over 20 puzzles dedicatedly designed for VR interaction, each is carefully tweaked to balance between difficulty, entertainment, and interactivity. And yes, 6 story-independent secret puzzles to reward those who carefully examine every part of the game. Visually, the game looks great, and it'll be interesting to see how it works with PlayStation VR. Always a little bit difficult to assess VR games because sometimes they turn out really well and they surprise everyone, and sometimes they are just a little bit mediocre. Whatever the case may be, Blind Spot looks like a compelling game, and for those of you with PlayStation VR, I do think it's going to be a worthwhile title to check out. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, while I wouldn't say we have that major marquee title coming tomorrow, really this fall has been relatively really quiet in terms of having that every week. Last year, I would say that every week we were getting those big budget marquee titles. However, this year, it's been more identified by some of these smaller titles. After Party looks great, and I'm very excited to check that out. If you're a fan of JRPGs, Atelier Raisa is going to be a great game. Close to the Sun looks interesting. Again, strategy JRPG fans, Disgaea 4 Complete is going to be really good. Yakuza 4 is primed to be excellent. Antigravity for you Wipeout guys, that's going to be interesting. And Blind Spot for you VR guys out there. A lot of variety in the titles dropping tomorrow, even though there isn't that one standout. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.